Well, welcome back. This is part 3, and I think the big change today is I decided I can't keep calling it New Beginnings or a shunting layout. It needed a name, so decided to call this layout that I'm building Henry's Halt. Halt because it is a halt. It sort of, everything stops here and goods vehicles get moved around, maybe some passengers, trains leave from here and terminate here, but it's in the country, it's isolated from everywhere, so halt seemed to be a good idea. And what was the first name going to be? Well, I decided on Henry. Henry because that's the name of my late father, and I just thought that would be kind of nice. So yeah, from now on it's going to be called Henry's Halt, and with that, let's move on. So I thought today we would run some trains. Okay, let's get some scenery on there. I think we need a bit of a platform area up here. And we'll put Henry's Halt on there. And then maybe some sort of goods place here. Fit that in like that, and here we have a couple of houses we can put in the back there, and perhaps the refueling stop can go in there for the moment, and then finally for today, let's just put a signal box there. So let's just take the camera off the stand and we'll just take a bit of a closer look. So here's the goods shed. And then around here we have a couple of cottages. These are all 3D printed. And then we have the signal box here. This was actually a kit. It's one of the few kits I've ever bought. Probably wouldn't buy another one as I feel I can design them myself now. And then we have a refueling stop. This is a night swing kit. I quite like it. And then at the back here, we have a little passenger stop place. So that's the setup. We'll get some locos on here and run some trains. Now here we are. We have a Class 17 just arriving to Henry's Halt, towing its load of a industrial boiler, and it's here to pick up 2 other loads. So let's just follow through and see how it goes as it moves off. It comes past here, moving into the station area. So here it goes now, reversing into the siding where it will leave the load while the Class 17 goes off to be refueled. Now we have the Class 8 coming out. And it's heading off to the goods shed. Here's the Class 8 coming back and heading up to the goods shed. There we go. Moving back. To complete the goods train. The Class 8 has to wait there now for a bit because the passenger DMU is about to come out to pick up passengers from Henry's Halt. So it's just watch that. Now it heads into the Halt. So passengers have been finding their way to the platform. Lights are on so they can board. And once the boarding is complete, then off the DMU. So it's now clear for the Class 8 to return to, in fact, the engine shed. So it pulls into the station. Now the Class 17 is refueled and ready. So this will now come up and pick up the goods train. And off the good train goes. It's going up to the platform area where it will wait for signals to change to go onto the main line. So that's the shunting over for today. But I did want to just have a look at a couple of things. This hobby can get quite expensive, and one of the ways that you can keep the price down and have some fun is if you 3D print. And these two wagons here were 3D printed, not from an online shop. I designed them in Tinkercad and then printed them. Now, there's a lot of things wrong with them. They're not perfect, and they're not as good as ready-to-run models. But you have an awful lot of fun researching the wagon, what it was used for, how it was constructed, what materials it was constructed of, and then trying to replicate that in a design and a 3D print. And I think they came out pretty well. There are a number of errors on them which are to do with the printing methodology, which I've learned about and can improve on. And with those improvements, I'll move on to the next wagon, which is the most recent one that I've 3D printed with its load. The bogies I did not design. Those I borrowed, if you like, from somebody else's design that was on the web free of charge, and they fitted quite nicely and made my life a little easier. Again, the low loader was designed in Tinkercad. It's not truly representative of the prototype. It's close, but the level of detail is not the same. But by the time it's running around the track, I don't really notice, and I enjoy the idea that I designed it and built it. So I would encourage anybody out there who's got a 3D printer, explore what you can do with it. If you want to know more about how I got into it and how I do it, then let me know in the comments, and I can do a little short video about that. So that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed actually filming it and running the trains. It's nice to see the layout actually working and starting to become operational. And over the next few videos, I'll build up the landscaping and put some natural buildings on there with lighting and so forth. So tune in to see what I'm doing, and if there's anything you'd like me to go into more detail, then please make a comment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.